we'd like both candidates to address this talk of eliminating the mortgage tax deduction and also the charitable tax deduction. I'd like both candidates to briefly address both of those questions. Ms. Winsley, you want to speak about that first?
I'm not in favor of eliminating the mortgage tax deduction. I believe that Americans should be able to deduct the interest on their mortgage. As far as eliminating the charitable tax deduction, well, as someone who has worked with a lot of nonprofit organizations in the past, the source of much of the funding for our charitable organization comes from wealthy donors. So if you eliminate the tax deduction, well, one of two things is going to happen. A lot of those donations will either shrink or go away. So basically, you would be saying, that's like saying, okay, well, we're going to take the money that American citizens were donating to these charitable organizations, and we'll take that and we'll run that through the government and move these people from under the umbrella of the nonprofit sector to the government. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And one last thing on the tax thing. One thing that you'll find with me, since I'm not a politician, I don't give you political answers. I give you answers based on myself as an American citizen. In my bio, you learned I wrote a book. Okay, wrote a novel. I learned that if I sat in front of my laptop for about 6 months, I can crank out a novel. Now, if I am blessed enough that a lot of people like it and 1 million people buy my book, I don't mind paying taxes on the revenue, but do I think that the government is entitled to, I don't know, 38, 40, whatever %? No! You know why? Because during that 6 months, while I was sitting there, typing, and I typed with 4 fingers, there was no government editor sitting next to me saying, Wayne, you know, that plot line is hanging. You know, you might want to put a comma there. No! I had to make the choice to do it. Just like you have to make the choice to do whatever it is that you do. And I think that you should be able to be compensated for what you do. Should you pay taxes? Yes. But I do think that the fruits of your labor should be yours first.
We need to maintain the mortgage interest deduction, the property tax deduction, and an incentive to deal with home ownership. We're not cut the corporate, the charitable contributions deduction. I'll tell you which one I will do, and I won't belabor this. There are actually two very quickly. We have a deduction today that if you are a horse breeder, are there lots of horse breeders in this room today? Who sell horses? No. Anyway, sale not too many months ago in Kentucky. A horse sale, the horse was sold for $8 million. Due to Mitch McConnell in the Senate from Kentucky, you can now take that as a tax write-off. $8 million, you sold your horse, so forth, you get a write-off. I'll give you another one which we should eliminate. NASCAR. They get a tax deduction because they may put on the side of the car, you know, join the service, so forth. There are lots of places in which we could deal with reformation of the tax code. I'll give you just this final one. 28 of the largest corporations in the United States pay 0 in taxes. And so many of them shelter their taxes overseas, in the Cayman Islands and in other places. We need to reform the tax code. Let's not do it with regard to people who are making charitable contributions, which is helping to provide assistance to people today, since the federal resources are being curtailed, and those who are seeking that dream of American home ownership.